Chapter 1. The lie you've been living. You were told to be nice, to be agreeable, to smile, listen, compromise, and never upset anyone. That's how you earn love, they said. That's how you get the girl, win approval, be seen as a good man. So you did it. You made yourself small to keep the peace. You nodded when you wanted to speak. You said yes when you meant no. You played it safe, polite, and soft. You never led, you followed. You never demanded, you waited. You became everything you were taught would make you lovable. And you ended up invisible. The truth? The nice guy act isn't noble. It's manipulative. Yeah, that hurts. But stay with me. You weren't being nice because you're a saint. You were being nice because deep down, you were afraid. Afraid of being disliked. Afraid of rocking the boat. Afraid of rejection, abandonment, confrontation. So you put on a mask of helpfulness, of humility, hoping that if you were pleasant enough, the world would give you what you craved: validation, sex, love, purpose. But guess what? The world doesn't reward passivity. It punishes it. Women don't want a man who's agreeable. They want a man who's clear. They want someone who leads, who moves with purpose, who commands the room without asking permission. Not a guy who melts into the background and nervously hopes to be noticed. That sting you feel in your chest? That's the years you've lost being liked instead of respected. Here's what nobody told you. Being a man isn't about being nice. It's about being real. It's about having a spine. It's about setting boundaries without apology. It's about saying what needs to be said, even if it's uncomfortable. It's about becoming someone you admire, not someone others tolerate. Because let's be honest, the nice guy isn't respected, admired, or desired. He's pitied, friend-zoned, overlooked, walked over. And worst of all, deep down he knows it. He knows he's faking it. He knows he's suppressing his rage, his desire, his wildness, his edge, just to keep the image alive. This chapter isn't about shaming you, it's about waking you up. Because you've wasted enough time playing the doormat. Now it's time to burn that mask. To stop living in fear of being disliked. To stop being a hollow version of yourself. You want power? Start with this. Stop trying to be the good guy everyone likes. Start becoming the man you respect when you look in the mirror. The nice guy is dying. Let him. There's a different man inside you. One who doesn't chase love, he attracts it. One who doesn't plead, he leads. One who doesn't say, I hope she likes me, but instead asks, is she even worthy of my energy? That man isn't born. He's built. And the first step is admitting this. You've been lying to yourself. No more. It's time to become powerful. It starts here. Chapter 2. The cost of being. Being soft doesn't make you safe, it makes you forgettable. The world doesn't pity weak men, it steps over them. The same goes for women. They may smile, they may say you're sweet, but deep down, they feel nothing. No pull, no respect, no desire. Every time you held your tongue instead of setting a boundary, you gave away power. Every time you said whatever you want, instead of deciding, you shrank. Every time you apologized for simply existing, you taught her to treat you like a shadow. You think softness is kindness. It's not. Kindness comes from strength. Softness, when it's your default, comes from fear. Let's call it what it is. You were afraid to be bold, afraid to lead, afraid to offend. You thought if you just stayed agreeable, everything would work out. She'd love you more. People would respect you more. You'd get what you wanted, eventually. But eventually never came. What came instead was loneliness, bitterness, passive aggression. The realization that being soft didn't protect you, it buried you. You became the safe option. And safe is another word for boring. Women don't fantasize about the man who always says yes. They crave the man who has standards, who knows what he wants. who's unshakable, untouchable, and unapologetically masculine. Let's make it brutally clear. You don't get respected by being soft. You get respected by being grounded. You don't get love by being passive. You get it by being powerful. You don't keep her by being agreeable. You keep her by being undeniable. Soft men get tolerated until they're replaced. Strong men get challenged, desired, and followed. This doesn't mean becoming a tyrant. It means becoming decisive, clear, solid. The kind of man who doesn't flinch when the world pushes back. The kind of man who walks into a room and people feel it. Because here's the truth you've been avoiding. You will never live a powerful life by being a soft man. She won't love you for your comfort. She'll love you for your conviction. The longer you hide behind softness, the longer you delay everything you want. Respect, purpose, power, love, softness is a prison. It's time to break out. In the next chapter, we'll expose the hidden patterns that keep nice guys stuck and how to destroy them from the inside out. Chapter 3. Patterns that keep you powerless. If you want to break free from the nice guy prison, you have to see the bars first. These bars aren't physical. They're patterns, invisible loops in your behavior that you've been repeating for years without even realizing it. And every time you repeat them, you bury your strength just a little deeper. Pattern number 1. The fixer mentality. You try to fix everything. She's upset, you try to solve it. There's tension, you rush to calm it down. Someone's uncomfortable, you mold yourself to make them feel better. You become a sponge for other people's emotions. And in the process, you forget your own. The fixer isn't strong. He's codependent. He needs problems to feel needed. Pattern number 2, validation addiction. You get a dopamine hit every time someone praises you, likes you, approves of you. Your self-worth is tied to others' opinions, so you live on eggshells. You don't act, you react. You don't lead, you perform. And every time you check her phone, or reread her texts, or overthink your message before you send it, that's addiction talking. Pattern number 3, the silent resentment. You don't speak up. You say, it's fine when it's not. You let things slide, then simmer in bitterness. That's not strength, that's suppressed rage. Eventually, it explodes. Or worse, it turns into apathy. The nice guy becomes the numb guy, and she feels it. Pattern number 4, over-apologizing. You say, sorry when you're not wrong. You say, sorry for asking questions. You say, sorry for existing. This trains the world to treat you like you don't matter. Because when you act like your presence is a burden, people will agree. Pattern number 5, avoiding conflict at all costs. You'd rather swallow your truth than deal with confrontation. You think that keeps the peace. It doesn't. It kills your edge. A man who can't stand in tension will never be trusted to lead. Women want a man who can hold his ground, not collapse when things get hard. These patterns aren't harmless. They're cancerous. They infect your relationships, your goals, your masculine identity. The worst part, they feel comfortable because they're familiar. They're survival strategies you learned long ago, maybe from childhood, maybe from your first heartbreak. But now they're killing your power. Recognition is the beginning of rebellion. Now that you've seen them, it's time to break them. In the next chapter, we start building the antidote, the unapologetic masculine frame. Chapter 4, the masculine frame, becoming the unshakable man. Everything changes when you stop chasing validation and start radiating certainty. The masculine frame isn't about being a tough guy. It's about being centered, calm, clear, controlled. A man who moves with purpose, who isn't swayed by emotions, approval, or rejection. He doesn't seek permission. He builds his life, and people feel drawn into his orbit. Here's the truth. Women don't want to lead. They want to surrender, but only to a man who can hold the frame. That means you don't get reactive. You don't beg for affection. You don't explain yourself 10 times to win an argument. You lead with presence, not persuasion. The masculine frame starts with your values. What do you stand for? What are your non-negotiables? If you don't know, you'll fold every time she tests you. And yes, she will test you. Not because she's cruel, but because she wants to feel that you're solid. Every time you stand firm in your truth, she feels safe. When you crumble, she loses respect. Stop being overly transparent. Stop trauma dumping. Start being selective with your words and powerful with your silence. Speak like a man who's already decided. Move like a man who's already earned his own respect. Your habits must match your identity. Wake up early. Train. Build something real. Cut out distractions. Be intentional with your time. The world bends to disciplined men. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Let your edge return. Don't shrink to make people comfortable. Don't laugh at jokes you don't like. Don't play small so others don't feel insecure. Your power is not arrogance, it's truth. Live in it unapologetically. The more grounded you become, the more magnetism you create. She feels it. Everyone does. That's the masculine frame. It's not just about dating, it's about leading your life. So what's next? Let the old patterns die. Let the nice guy version of you dissolve. The frame you build now will either shape a life of purpose, power, and legacy, or condemn you to continue begging for scraps of love. This was your moment of clarity. Now comes the work. Start building the man no one can shake. Start leading with presence. Start becoming undeniable. It starts now.